So I've finally gone over 2,600 miles on my Schwinn Meridian electric tricycle. I've been modifying the electrics to work really nicely, and it's pretty bulletproof. But mechanically, it has a lot of issues that have crept up. For instance, the bearings or something in the back axle makes a knocking sound whenever I ride, and that's kind of disconcerting because that may be a big issue that I'm not really aware of. I'd hate for the axle to break on me. The spokes keep breaking extremely quickly. For instance, I just replaced like 5 spokes last week. 3 of those spokes have already broken, and 4 more have broken also. It's almost like this wheel, or this rim, has actually been expanding because I've been finding a harder and harder and harder time to make this hole meet that nipple. Unlike most of them, I keep having to compress the wheel down in order to get it to touch. So it's like the entire rim is expanding out. It's so weird. And these spokes are the same exact size. They're 260 millimeters. I don't know. No, that's it. So you're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah. So this time around, I can't get this spoke in, but before I couldn't get this or this spoke in. I think it's because that part of the rim bulges out a bit. I'm not really sure if making a wheel straight will help bend the rim back to being straight or not. Okay, I just gave up and put a new nipple in there that's longer, so that works now. I've kind of balanced it on this side. I have a little bit more to go, but I have to balance this part right now. So I believe it's balanced enough as it needs to be, and the tension on the spokes are not all even because, well, you can't have it even and have the wheel balanced. I mean, it's good enough to me. So I have to remember that even though I did break 7 whole spokes this week, that's only $1.40 for me now. So I don't really care. Now I will need to relieve all the air so I can get the wheel around the fender. And here's one future thing I'll have to fix. That key on there is starting to get rounded off of the axle. It's not a huge deal though since my motor's in the front wheel, but I'll probably weld onto there and then grind it. No, I'll probably weld on it to add some metal back to it, and then I'll grind it down to the right shape. Oh wow, those are pretty loose. So here's the bearings I bought, and yeah, way too big. That's a shame. They're like $1 a piece though, so who cares? So now let's undo these little connectors. Ah, okay. There's a little key in there. So here's the axle. It looks pretty good, actually. There's no wearing marks or whatever. So the bearings haven't seized up, it doesn't seem. It looks like inside of here is another tube. That's interesting. Huh. Well, either way, let's try to pop this out. I heard people say that the Schwinn Meridian bearings should pop out easily. And that's not popping out easily. Oh, it may not be that the bearings are bad. It could be the axle is bent. Perhaps the best way to visualize how it is bent is to hook it to a power drill. And have it like this. So I've bent it back and forth several times, and I believe this is about as straight as I can get it for now. It's kind of half put back together, but I think I probably made it worse. You know, these bearings don't look nearly as bad as I thought they would. I say I'll just get some grease and just pack it in there. I found some of this stuff in the shed. I like the smell of it, so I'll use that. It just smells really good. It smells like what I'm used to thinking of packing grease smelling like, so I'll use that. It's nice and tacky too. So here it is all buttoned back up, and it looks like I won't need to add my weird touch of engineering to it at all. It seems like it's doing okay. Because before I was thinking that I would have to like completely redesign this back part and have it use up the other bearings or whatever, but it looks like it's going to be okay like this. So we'll just leave it. I'm kind of actually glad that it was just a bent axle, because if it's just a bent axle, that it's just a sound issue, because it just rubs up against something on the inside and just kind of makes a sound. I was afraid that the bearings were going bad and the bearings would lock up on me, but it looks like it's just a trivial issue. So I went for like a several mile ride. Unfortunately, I realized that I forgot my windscreen on my camera, so I'm probably not going to have any good audio. But let's just go. So, at first it was doing perfectly fine, it sounded smooth, but then the popping sound came back. So, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know. It seems like a trivial issue though. If all it's doing is making a sound, that's fine with me. I don't care. It's so slight that it's very hard to hear, so I should probably just not worry about it anymore. So unfortunately, it still makes the sound that it did before, and it still makes the slight knocking feeling, but I still call this a success because I've turned a possible big issue and a symptom into just a trivial issue. I've verified that it's just making a sound and it's not really doing much else. Before, I was kind of worried that the bearings would seize up or the back axle would like break or something like that. But we've greased the bearings and they're working pretty smoothly. If you turn them without the axle inside, the bearings move pretty smoothly, so I'm not too worried about them. We've straightened the axle, so if it was going to fail, it was going to fail before, not now. So now it's even better. Less stuff to worry about. So really, I've narrowed it down to a trivial issue of it just making a tapping sound. Well, I call that a day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!